Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike, I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this. Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Or you gonna run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to, I thought Lil Murda was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murda was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see. Can I see? Get me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So love the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus!
I wish somebody help me. Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So love the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus!
I wish somebody help me.
Here we are. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Here we are. I don't know what y'all want from me. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want from me? Lord, Jesus. Mm, mm, mm. Do y'all believe me now? Do you believe me now? Do you believe me now? I'm just asking the question. Hello, people. What's going on? How the hell are you? Just here we are. Mm. Hello. Hey, everyone. Hey, Dream 007. Natty Spencer. Cams. What's going on, my love? Hey, Cassandra. Hey, Antonia. What's going on? Yolanda Morgan, what is up over on Twitch? Hero! Hero! Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, Ravine. Hey, Katrina Taylor, what's going on? David, how the hell are you? Down to the Baltimore. You all right, sir? We know we know you catch the replays and you be here with us live in spirit. We have missed you though. Mhm. Here we are, people. Hey, Symmetry. Here we are. Tell them, Cams. Here the fuck we are. Here we are. I mean, Below Didi, have I not been preparing us for this? We have been over here talking about this. We're gonna talk about that, Antonio. What can we do? Hey, Demetria. Let me get this commentary out, Demetria. I'll drop the link for a little bit. I know I got to be off of here by 1:00. I got to get out of here. Be off of here at 1:00. So that gives us a little bit of time. But I will drop the link, Demetria, at some point. Hey, Travel Love. I'm just saying. Harold, have I not been saying for months now? No one is coming to save us. I'm just saying. Hey, Miss Terica, what's going on? Hey, grown woman, don't try me. I'm just saying. Hey, lovely 31 blueprint. I'm just trying to say hey to y'all before I get started. I'm just trying to say hey. Child, they got Donisha, Donika, Donatella, Iman, Davenport, Dupree. They done got her. Child. They done got her. Hey, L. Sid. Mm-hmm. How you found that CEO of the Cam's Hive? And I made the Cam's Hive. Y'all notice how Harold always try to take everybody? Child. I see you, Harold. I see you, Harold. I see you. Mm. 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 Well, when is the time, Harold? When is the time? Hey, Uncle Jay. Hey, Precious Jewel. Listen, y'all. Let's get down to it. Let's get down to it. So listen, y'all. Here we are. Here, hey, Simera. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. I'm early today, Simera, because I got to go out of town and I got to get out of here by 1:00 so I can go out of town. So I got to get off here by 1:00. But I know there was pressing news. Damn the Bama connection. Harold might as well live in Florida as far south as he lived. Anyway, I got to go live early today because I knew people would want to hear my thoughts and commentary on this. Breaking news. I know that I won't be able to go live at my regular time. I got to get out of here. I have to go travel. As you all know, I have a funeral that I have to attend, but I definitely wanted to come give you all a little bit of space and opportunity so that I could, bring everything to you today. So, hey, green girl. So listen, here we are. Here the fuck we are. Here the fuck we are. Here the fuck we are. I'm just saying. I know, Harold. That's why I say you might as well live in Florida. Hell, you live closer to Florida than you do places in Alabama. Thank you, Katrina. Hey, V. Carter. So listen. Yesterday, was I not on this live yesterday telling you all? I spelled out how we could probably expect to see former presidents arrested. Did we not talk about that yesterday? Were we not yet here on this live yesterday spelling out how there is the real possibility that we will probably see former presidents of these yet to be United States of America in Chanel bangles? Were we not here? People thought I was just, being hyperbolic, that I was being an alarmist. Somebody sent me a DM on Instagram saying that I'm just trying to get the people all worked up and shit. Here we are. Here we are. So, for those of you all who've been under a rock and don't know what happened, well, then there's this. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon and independent journalist Georgia Fort are among 4 people arrested by federal agents. U.S. Attorney General Skank Bondi, Pam Bondi, posted the following on X, formerly Twitter. Quote, at my direction early this morning, federal agents arrested Don Lemon, Tahern Gene Cruz, Georgia Fort, and Jamel Lydell Lundy in connection with the coordinated attack on City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota. End of quote. Don was taken into custody by federal agents in Los Angeles, where he was covering the Grammy Awards. Um, his attorney did put out a statement. Georgia Fort was home in Minneapolis with her husband and her children, and she was arrested. She went live to so that it could be documented. I have the video here. Here's the video.
Do you want to wear my black boots?
You guys, I wanted to alert the public that agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. We are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press. because now federal agents are at my door arresting me for filming the church protest a few weeks ago. Again, I don't have a long time here, you guys, but I wanted you to know, for me, agents are at my door right now. My attorney has spoken with them. I did send a relative outside to talk to them. They're showing some type of documentation, apparently, that they got an indictment from a grand jury. I knew that I was on a defendant's list. I did not publish it because it was under seal. And so we've done everything that we can to try and abide by, the advice of our attorneys. But right now, you guys, I wanted you to know I'm going to have to hop off here and surrender to agents as a member of the press. I filmed the church protest a few weeks ago, and now I'm being arrested for that. It's hard to understand how we have a constitution, constitutional rights, when you can just be arrested for being a member of the press. We've seen all these violations. All right, you guys, I gotta go. They're knocking.
Yep, she's coming right now.
Give me 1 second. All right, guys.
You want to?
And that's the video from Georgia Fort. Let's be clear. There's not an ice cube's chance in hell that these charges against Don Lemon and Georgia Fort, or even the other two, I'm not sure about the other two gentlemen. I do know Traherne Juice Cruz. I know him. He's a activist. He does a lot of work in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. A lot of activism, a lot of community organizing, a lot of things like that. I do know Traherne Jean Cruz. That's what he does. I'm not familiar with Jamel Lydell Lundy. I'm not familiar with him, but I am familiar with Traherne Jean Cruz. I don't, from what I understand, Jamel Lundy is not a journalist. But Georgia Fort is a journalist. Don Lemon is a journalist. So they're trying to arrest them on the FACE Act. Now, we went over what the FACE Act was when this all went down. We told you all what the FACE Act was. We talked about the fact that this was passed back in the 90s, more than 30 years ago now. This law was passed because they were trying to keep people from being able to block people from going to get abortions. People were literally barricading and putting human chains and stopping people from going to abortions. So they wanted to enact a law that would make it illegal for you to block people from entering that. Republican Party at the time would not allow that because they were all pro-life. They said the only way we'll let this law go into effect is if you add churches to it. So they added churches or places of worship to that. And so the FACE Act was a law that said you could not interrupt someone or demonstrate or interrupt people while they were in their places of worship or while they were at abortion clinics and things like that. Now, while that's the law, that does not mean that journalists can't cover it. If somebody does it, journalists can cover it. Don Lemon, Georgia Fort were not Don Lemon and Georgia Fort were not putting on the protests at all. They were covering it as journalists do. So let's talk about what this is really about. Now they got a grand jury. And for those people who don't know legal processes, a grand jury, remember, when you talk about grand jury indictments, there are no fucking judges involved in grand jury indictment. They literally convene a grand jury, put them in a room. The prosecutor say, I got this, and this evidence. Do y'all think we need to be able to have an indictment? Do you think I have enough? They say yes or no. In most cases, it's so much evidence that they just throw in front of them. They know these people have no legal expertise to tell whether or not it is or is not a violation of that law. It sounds good to them. Hell, in most grand jury indictments, they don't even let the fucking defense attorneys say anything. The defense attorneys in most grand jury indictments are not even allowed to ask a question or say anything. It's all prosecutors just saying all of this, all they want to say. So they're saying that they have a grand jury indictment on these individuals. Now, Georgia Fort and now if y'all have been here with me through it all. Y'all have been here with me through it all. Back a year ago, if you recall, when people were not talking about, we're going back to January of last year when this fucktard first got in office. Was I not the one screaming about what they were doing to journalists? Was I not here chronicling every time they arrested a journalist, every time they indicted a journalist, every time they tried to shut a journalist down, every time they have done something to journalists? Why? Because at that time, what was I saying to you? I said, that is the work of an authoritarian. That is what a fascist does. That is what happens in dictatorships. Have we not been here chronicling what they're doing to the press over and over? Put a 27 in the chat if you were here with me, because I've been saying this for over a year now. They're attacking the press. They're attacking journalists. I talked about Caroline, KK Caroline, and how she's been attacking the press. I've been talking about how this administration, I went off about how they blocked people from the press pool. Remember, this administration was the administration that stopped people from coming to the press pool if they did not like them. And the president of the White House Correspondents Association, who's a gay black man, said nothing. Said nothing. Y'all were here with me. I spiked all the way out. Did. Eugene Daniels, who y'all watch on MS Now, MSNBC, was the president. I'm not sure if he still is right now, but at that time was the president of the White House Correspondents Association. And when they told the AP News, oh no, you're barred from the press pool because you refuse to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, they didn't say a fuck thing. When they barred journalists that were left-leaning from the White House press pool, Eugene Daniels said not a fuck thing. When Caroline, KK Caroline, went her ass over there and said, we're not now going to decide who is allowed in the press briefing room, when that has been the role of the the White House Correspondents Association for years and years and years now. They didn't say a fuck thing. They haven't said a fuck thing. And this shit has been systematically happening since this man got in office. And now all of a sudden there's outrage. We saw this coming. The writings have been on the wall since the man got in office. It's been there. When they allowed Paramount to be bought out by MAGA nuts, they then fired all of the executives at CBS News. They brought Barry Weiss in, who's a whole ass lesbian, right? But she's a whole MAGA nut herself. She's a Donald Trump supporter. She's a MAGA nut. She is a conservative pundit that is biased and wants to turn CBS News into the new Fox News. When they allowed CNN to be bought out by right-wing conservative pundits and stuff like that, and they started firing people from there writ large. This is not new. This shit has been happening systematically. And I've been over here. I've been doing the Lord's work every day, chronicling all of this fuck shit. It's been times people done got in my DM. El Teddy, I know you want to cover all of this stuff, but you know, we don't want to hear about all of this stuff with the press, and people don't want to hear all of this stuff. But then when days like today come, now everybody's outraged. Everybody has something to say. Where were you in the beginning? Because it's too late at a time like this. It's too fucking late. It's too late. When y'all allowed them to summarily fire Joy Reid from MSNBC, who did nothing. Who didn't do anything. She didn't do anything. And had great numbers. You said nothing. And went about life like it was life as usual. They just went about like, okay, well, you know, oh well, I don't really watch that anyway, so let me. And now we're all outraged, right? We're outraged about fucking Minneapolis. Where was the outrage when this shit started way back in Los Angeles? And I was over here spiking out, screaming from the rooftops, spitting all over the place, blathering about how we have to stop this from the beginning. We have to be fucking outraged and incensed from the beginning. And what the fuck did you people do? You told us, nope, we don't care. We are home. We did what we were supposed to do. We voted. Nothing to see here. We don't have this type of time. We tired. We sitting on the couch. Where was the energy when they went over to Chicago and they had black people spread out at 2 or 3 in the morning, zip tying them and their kids in the middle of the fucking streets, claiming this was immigration enforcement when ain't no motherfucking immigrants in that neighborhood? Where was the fucking outrage when they were coming out of Tomahawk helicopters on black neighborhoods? Where was the fucking outrage when people in D.C. couldn't even go back and forth to work? In D.C., black areas where people were being arrested for nothing, where people were put having their face planted into the asphalt. Where was the fucking outrage? Again, I told y'all yesterday, the problem is the failure of imagination. Because everybody thinks, oh, that's them over there. That ain't gonna happen to me. Oh, that's happening over there. They ain't coming on my block. You even have idiot people talking about, oh, we bout that life in this city. They ain't coming here with that fuck shit. We gonna take care of it. Really? Where was the outrage when they went to Charlotte and Durham and Raleigh and stuff? Where was the fucking outrage? Where was the outrage when Keith Porter was murdered? Where was the outrage when we had several, and I ain't gonna even go through all of the names, Latinx and Hispanic people that have died in custody of ICE? Where was the fucking outrage when the Haitian immigrant, the man had died within 24 hours of being in ICE custody, dead? There was a Haitian American man, snatched him off the street, went into ICE custody, dead within 24 hours. Nobody said a fucking mumbling word. Where was the fucking outrage? Because I just don't think that you people are upset enough. I don't think people are mad enough. I don't think people are bothered enough. And so, you know what's going to have to happen? People will continue to die. You know what's going to happen? People will continue to be arrested. Now, I fully expect Don Lemon to get out of jail because they don't have anything on him or Georgia Ford at all because they were journalists covering this. However, people's lives are upended. Think about it. It ain't just white people, Kim Love. I ain't gonna say it's just white people. Even black people. There's still black people out there saying, baby, we ain't doing nothing. We sitting back. There, listen, let me help y'all out, black people. Let me help y'all out. You sitting on your platform saying, we tried to tell you, we tried to tell you. How is that fucking going to help us? We get it. We absolutely tried to tell them. We absolutely. Think about our ancestors. Our ancestors tried to tell people then. Think about the abolitionist movement when white women were around here. They were all a part of the abolitionist movement. And then what did they do? They abandoned the abolitionist movement and then did their own women's suffrage movement and left black people out there high and dry. We tried to tell their asses. And what did they do? But did we stop fighting? Even if we try to tell somebody they're going to do this, if they don't believe us, that's your business. We still got to fight for our own soul salvation. We can never sit down and say, yeah, we just going to be over here chilling. Because when we chill, we fucking die. I keep telling y'all, everything always comes back to us. It starts with us. It always comes back to us. Even when they're trying to act like they're going after other people, it comes back to us. I don't understand. I just do not understand. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to, going back to Don Lemon, think about even if you say, okay, he went to jail. Hello, that's money for him. These are people's livelihoods. The man was out there in fucking Los Angeles covering the Grammys, collecting a paycheck, trying to get paid. And what do? Yeah, let me go ahead and snatch that up from you. They're trying to scare people from saying anything. They probably gonna be knocking on my fucking door. Who the fuck knows? They're trying to get anyone that's speaking truth to power, that is informing the people, that is trying to make sure everybody knows what's going on and everybody can see the shit before it happens. They're trying to silence those people. And the only thing they want you to hear and see is what they allow you to hear and see. And we know that these people have the propensity of changing the narratives, of rewriting history. And I think that's the part that people don't realize. We cannot even trust history. We reported on the fact that the White House went and deleted and obviated past reports, financial reports, reports from the CDC, reports on the climate change. They went and erased all the government reports that reported on shit that was happening because they don't want you to go back and be able to say, oh yeah, this was happening. They don't want any of that. This is happening. But today we're outraged. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. I told y'all from the beginning, let me know how this works out when you all decide you're gonna get up off the. Remember, I was one of the few people. Go back to November, December of 2024. The videos are all there. I was over here screaming from the rooftop. People across the country, colleagues of mine, people all over social media, black people saying, Fuck this. We ain't doing nothing. We just gonna sit on the sideline. We gonna let them have it. We checking out. We ain't got this type of time. And what was I over here screaming? There's not a time when we can say we don't have fucking time. They're coming. So while people, what did I say? I said, while y'all over there chilling, sitting on the couch, said now is not the time, they're gonna be over here fucking us up. And let me know when it's time for y'all to get invested in this. They were telling people when the shit first started with ICE out there in LA, they were literally, and people were going out to protest. They would protest. They were literally telling black people, don't go out there and protest. Don't get involved. Let them do it. This their fight. This ain't got nothing to do with us. Really. Let me know how that worked out. How did that work out? I dropped the link for those people who just wanted to come up and speak their mind. I'm just saying. But we'll be out here speaking truth to power. We'll be out here. We are black as black people. Uh, um, we it's in our blood to fight. I'm glad that so many of us didn't listen to people saying go sit down on the couch. There have been people every day continuously in the fight. Every day saying, fuck that shit. I see what's happening. I see what's coming. What's coming. We in the fight. We in this to win it. We gonna do what we can. We gonna fight, kick, scream, all of that stuff. We gonna make it do what it do and make it happen. And we got to continue to be in the fight. We got to continue to speak out. We have to continue to say what's happening. We have to continue to warn each other. Hey, this is what they're doing. They're over there. Prepare yourselves. Hey, they're over here. This is what they're doing. Prepare yourself. Hey, this is coming down the pipeline. Prepare yourselves. Prepare your families. Be ready. I've been here saying that. I have somebody in the back. Bama girl, I think is the name. You on mute, whoever that is in the back. You're on mute. Let me know when you're ready. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey.
Um, when I tell you my heart dropped to my stomach when I heard the news of Don being arrested. And I said just yesterday, L. Teddy said, don't be surprised if they come and lock Joseph Robinette up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you something now. If you just say that they arrest presidents, do you think they gonna arrest W? You think they gonna get him
Yeah.
too?
I don't know because they don't like W. They don't like W. They, in their estimation, W might as well be a Democrat in their estimation.
Um, all this shit for the price of some motherfucking eggs. Y'all said eggs. Oh, I've never paid this price for eggs. Well, guess what? The country is in a fucking mess because some motherfucking eggs that still high as a giraffe's ass. Like, what the fuck, people like you said, people ain't mad enough for me. They been ain't mad enough for me. People wasn't mad enough when the motherfucker was announced that he was the president again. Okay, people just fucking sat there and was like, oh well, well the next time we'll get a Democratic president. We might not get another motherfucking president at all. So it looks like it's gonna be us versus them or whatever. But all I'm gonna say, don't come to my neck of the woods. Don't come to my neck of the woods. I ain't in my new house yet, but right now I'm in the country. Okay, don't play with us. Okay, do not play with. No, LTD, I'm telling you, it. Look, a cross was burned in my grandmother's yard in 1981. That ain't
Mm.
that long ago.
That's not that long ago.
That's not that long ago. They egged my grandmother's house.
Don't forget, we're talking, it was in the 80s where the federal government bombed the whole and killed black people in the neighborhood in Philadelphia. Remember that? That
Yes,
happened in the 80s. The
Yes, but
federal
also
government
remember the black boy
literally
in Mobile who got
bombed.
hung.
The federal government literally dropped bombs
Yes, I
on
remember that.
American
I seen
soil
that doc.
in
Yes,
Philadelphia. That was in the 80s. That wasn't that long ago.
right. And so when people be like, "Oh, that wasn't that long ago," but I'm gonna tell you something. Um, my grandmother also said that a cross was burned, and my granddaddy said, "You know what? Enough is enough." And he went out there and he shot at all of them, and he got one of them in the ass. Okay,
Mm,
and then I guess they wanted to come try to fucking again. Okay, and now you can't pay them to ride past this house. You understand me? And you know what? And all their seeds got mixed grandchildren. Yep, they got all these half breeds out here in the country. You hate
mm,
black people so bad, and your little sweet Susan down there getting that BBC because
mm.
she like it. But I'm telling y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm fearful. What the hell they gonna do with me and Ice custody and in my chair? I'm gonna be a mess. They gonna abuse me so bad. But for real, honestly, like y'all, we we just got to be. We can't be no pussies, man. Like for real, like straight up. If you ain't gonna be no militant, man, sit the fuck down. If you gonna be a pussy, sit the fuck down. If you know you ain't gonna do shit, shut the fuck up and don't be with that fake ass outrage shit when you know you ain't gonna do nothing. But like I said, this is horrible. I always knew America wasn't all what it was cracked up to be, but this right here, I never thought that I would be raising my child in an era where she got less rights than me. And I didn't have that many because I was born in 1982. So, you know, I just feel bad for the generation of kids that I'm raising. And this is a mess, y'all. This is a mess. But y'all, we got to be some no limit soldiers to this shit, or it's just gonna keep happening. It's just gonna keep happening. We either you gonna get down or lay down, like they said in that movie. I think it was Boys of the Hood, I think.
Yeah.
One of them. But I mean, either you gonna get down or lay down. I mean, look, uh poor Medgar Evers sacrificed himself, was killed in his driveway. We
Yep.
got to think about all the people. And, I know sometimes the descendants of the Caucasus Mountains get on our nerves, but a lot of them laid their lives down too, because a lot of them was killed down in Selma at that bridge crossing. But
Which they're about
y'all,
to have in March, right?
yes, Jubilee it's always
I think it's like the
the
first
first weekend in
weekend of
March.
March. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful thing to see. Have you ever been, El Teddy?
I
To
have been. They have the whole D9 and Masonic organizations, and
They
they're
be
all
having
there.
some good food down there too, child. The food
I've
be
been
good too.
before. They're trying to get me to go this year. I don't know if I'll have time, but they're trying to get. I think I got to be out of town that weekend, but they're trying to get me to go this year. I told them I probably won't be able to do it. Tracy, that's you, girl.
It
Hey,
is. It
Tracy
is.
girl.
Hey. So to all my people that I'm gonna see next week, I'm so excited. Yay. But on another note, I feel that they are trying to also make sure to target people to stop them from filming ICE, to stop you from filming people. So all y'all people with y'all meta glasses that wanted to come and do all the little hauls and everything else, wear them motherfuckers then. Put your
Mm-hmm.
meta glasses to use. Go ahead and knock out that GoPro that you got from that
Mm-hmm.
one time that y'all went and did that thing. Put your damn GoPro on. If they're seeing cameras in your hand and that's inciting them and that's all of that, that's fine. Keep filming. Don't stop. And if it ain't your phone, do it whatever way as discreetly as you possibly can. But we can't let this deter us from continuing to film, continuing to get the word out, and continuing to push forward. And if we have to be more discreet about the way we do it, fine. But just don't stop. And that's my fear. My fear is they're locking up people like Don Lemon when they know they don't have a case against him. And the judge already said, I'm not going to sign a warrant because you have no case against this man. That they're just doing it to frighten people, to try and stop people from actually doing what we need them to do. Be independent journalists. I'm sorry. Can you trust anything that's coming out from the Department of Justice nowadays? Because I don't.
We don't trust anything coming out from CNN, MS Now, or whatever they're called, ABC,
No, listen,
CBS, or
not
none of them.
none of them, not none of them at this point. And I'm not even a TikTok person. But my first thing is when they tell me something happened, I'm like, well, let me go to TikTok and find the people who were actually there. Let me watch their lives and see what happened. Oh, well, let me see. Let me go to the people on Instagram. Let me go find the people who are live on the ground in their videos and see what actually happened for myself because I can't trust these other places, and it's sad. And I appreciate Don Lemon for continuing on journalism as he was taught, as he knows how, that, it's independent reporting. And most importantly, it's fact based. It isn't a bunch of his opinion and everything else. And when he does give opinion, he does tell you, but he does at least try and stick to, you know, the oath that he took as a journalist. Joy Reid continues to stick to those traditions that are important to them. And it's not all of this, you know, opinion based bullshit. It is very more so factual. And then when they steer off, they'll tell you, but at least you can see what is going on for yourself. So, if you have people who are out there on the front lines who are feeling like, this is just another thing, maybe let's be a little more discreet about it, but don't stop. That's the only thing I have to say is for us to push forward, we can't stop.
Somebody has to, and I say this about how our ancestors always had to say somebody got to give an account. Somebody got to go and make and go and look and watch and see and say, no, I was there. This is what happens because we know they will write their own narratives. Black people know more than anybody. They'll say, or they arrested us because we did such and such because there's no video, and when the truth comes out, ain't none of it happened. They done made a
Hmm.
whole story up,
I
and so.
seen where they were showing, I think it was like an AI video claiming that Alex Pretty was kicking a ICE vehicle and stuff like that 11 days before he passed. And I'm like, y'all, please. This propaganda stuff got to stop. Like, for real. Like, this propaganda stuff got to stop. That's why we have a group of people who vote the wrong way because they
Mhm.
believe in propaganda and they're too lazy to go learn for themselves because most of them they don't know how to navigate a library if you put it in front of their face.
But it was like I was saying on Really B's live. I don't buy into that because some of these same people that ain't went to school nowhere in America got a sixth, seventh grade education. You tell them to look for something that they're interested in, they become FBI agents, CIA intelligence agents. They can find needles in haystacks. And I'll be like, where you found that at? Oh, girl, I went and did dot, 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 dot. And I found, but then when it's something of this nature. Now they're going to the whole, I don't know what to do. What do I do with this phone thing? How do I search for that? What? And I literally be looking like, and you
Uh,
and I told one we were at I was at a protest about a month and a half ago, and so there was this lady. She was like, "Well, I be looking for stuff," and I told her, she had like her she brought her daughter with her. I said, "Baby, ask your daughter." Her daughter was like looked to be about 13 or 14. Ask your daughter. I guarantee you in 2 minutes she'll find whatever you need. What are you talking about? Like I just do not believe when people be like, I don't know where to go. I don't.
The only
We live in
way
the
I believe,
information
listen,
age.
the only way I believe them people is if they can show me a flip phone. You got a flip phone? Because if you got a flip phone, then I will believe you probably don't know where to go on the internet. But if you ain't got
Lord
no flip
Jesus.
phone, I don't believe you.
Lord Jesus. Well, I'm
But
scared about this Alabama governor's race in November. This
Mm.
is man, this is man, El Teddy. Like when I tell you, this is another thing that got me stressed out too. This governor's race in Alabama. And I have seen comments under news stations where people are like, "Oh well, I don't like Tuberville, but I don't like Doug Jones either, so I might just sit this one out." Sitting this one out is gonna fuck us up.
There's a lot of people saying, what do we do? And then there are the people that say, well, we have to make sure we vote. If your way of fighting is voting, great. But here's what I need you to do. Voting is not in November. Let me say that again. Voting is not in November. Let me say again. Fucking voting is not the fuck in November. Because what you're gonna do when you get to November, I don't like none of these people. It's picking the lesser of two evils. Where the fuck were you when there was time to vote in the primaries? Don't tell if you telling me, well, my way of fighting the resistance, I'm gonna make sure I elect the right people. Beautiful, great. You should be doing your due diligence, making sure, because there's a whole bunch of states that have primaries coming up in March. There's some states that have primaries coming up next month. I can give you the list right now. Because people, they always want to take the easy road, the easy way out, and say, oh, well, I don't feel like it's safe for me to go out there and protest. Well, what you gonna do when they have ICE with military grade weaponry sitting outside your polling station to intimidate you and scare you from voting? What then? That's a real question. What then? Because I got the people that said, I ain't going out there, I ain't doing none of that, but I will go vote. Beautiful. What are you going to do when you roll up to this voting precinct and these people have military grade weaponry staring you in the face, intimidating you from voting? Then are you going to go sit back down? Then are you going to go back home then and just allow it to stay the same? There's always they're never gonna stop. The goalposts will always move, because then they're gonna start doing things like having they've already had ICE at your schools, they've already had ICE at your churches, they're gonna have people in grocery stores, they're gonna have you unable to leave your house, and then when they do that, they're gonna come into your homes. And this sounds real far-fetched and real hyperbolic, but bitches said the same thing to me a year ago, and here the fuck we are. And a whole bunch of shit I said was gonna happen has now happened. So when do you fight?
You're right. You're right. You're right, El Teddy. You're right.
So for those people who want to know, I'm sorry, go ahead, Tracy. I heard you.
Listen, I'm going to say that it sounds very unique, but my son is in college, and some of his friends have gotten together and decided that they're going to make an event out of it. As in, you know how everyone's like, oh, you want a reason to go to girls' night, you want a reason to go to dinner, you want a reason to go do that. That's what they're gonna do. They're taking on people who are like, I don't really care, or I don't know who to vote for, or whatever else. They're like, oh yeah, that's fine. We're gonna sit you down, and this is what we need you to do. And if you come, you know what? You could join the thing. And what the parents are doing is we're funding the food. So as many people as they get in, as many people as they can get to, come on and vote and, primary and everything else, we are donating, because you have to do grassroots and meet people where they are
That's right.
sometimes. And let's be clear, my son don't know much about politics, but he know more than a lot of his friends. And when it came to that, I was like, ooh, if you are the best in your friend group, Whitney lied to us because the children is lost. So,
Well, I put in the
unorthodox ways of doing it. We got to figure out something.
you gotta meet people where they are. I put in the chat a link to the primary election schedule, where you can go click that link and you can look and see what the dates are for primaries all over the country. On March 3rd, there are primaries in Arkansas, North Carolina, Texas. You know how many black people live in Arkansas, North Carolina, and Texas? There are primaries. That's March 3rd. That's less than 6 weeks away. Less than 6 weeks away. How many people in Texas, Arkansas, and North Carolina know that they have primaries coming up in less than 6 weeks? Most people haven't even seen any campaign ads.
I need to tell my uncle, he lives in Dallas. Um, yeah, I need to tell him.
Put a 27 in the chat if you live in one of those 3 states: Arkansas, North Carolina, Texas. Put a 27 because there's a whole lot of people that live in these areas. March 10th, Mississippi. Whole lot of black people there. Primary. Illinois, March 17th. Whole lot of black people. Whole lot of us. Just next month. Are we doing our due diligence to make sure that we know who's running? That we know what and I'll do my part too. I'll start to do some candidate profiles. I'll do some daily candidate profiles within these respective states as these primaries are coming up, so that you all can be informed and we can understand what's happening, because we have to stay informed. We got to do our part. We have to do our due diligence. And people saying, what do I need to do? I can't do nothing. Well, you got to at least vote. You got to start there. Let's start somewhere. We also have to support people like Don Lemon, Georgia Fort, Joy Reid, Clay Kane, Reese Colbert, and a whole bunch, a litany of a lot of people, Roland Martins and NLP, Native Land Party, a whole bunch of people in places that are doing the work, doing some great independent journalism, doing some great reporting. We have to support these people. We have to, donate when we can. Let your voices be heard. Support them, like, follow, share, subscribe, so that they could have the money and resources to continue to do what they do. Because what they want to do is they want to silence places that are giving you good sound information. They want to close off places that provide you with community. They want you not to be able to have a safe space where you can voice your opinions or gather information that's important to you. Because frankly, there's a whole lot of places where they talk about a whole lot of stuff that don't involve black people, black thoughts, black issues and concerns, and we absolutely need to do that. But if you do nothing else, everybody in the chat, I'm gonna post the link again. The link that I posted, the link that I posted in the chat, and I'll post it again, is the link to the primary election schedule. Primary election schedule. Go look at that list. Know when your primaries are. If y'all know our source of truth, when we need to go and look at our ballots, if you want to go look at your ballot early, and things like that, here's Ballotpedia. That's our source of truth, where you can go look at your ballot, see who's running. They even have candidate profiles and things like that, where you can go and look at these candidates and see. In a lot of cases, you can see who's endorsed them. You can see who donated to them. You can see their, in some cases, their backgrounds. See where they've won elections before, and get a lot of information. Demetria, thank you, my love. Demetria made a contribution to the platform. Thank you so much, my love, for your contribution to the platform. But we got to do that. We have to do our part, and make sure we stay informed. When somebody say, well, I don't know where to go, here's some resources. We have to. So I definitely want to say that, but it's a It's a dark day, but it's not a day that we did not see coming. And I'm telling you, there are more dark days coming. We know that, and we are going to be prepared for the fact that there are other dark days coming, and we will meet them. We will meet them head on. We're not going to be fearful. We're not going to be afraid. We're not going to act as if, uh, oh my God, I can't believe. Mm-mm. Again, they're not going to get us for having failure of imagination. We won't be getting bamboozled, and they won't get us for having failure of imagination. We absolutely see you coming, and we're preparing ourselves. You see how over in Minnesota a couple days ago they were talking about, oh, we're gonna dial back, ICE. Now what are they saying? Oh, we're not dialing back anything. The people in Minnesota said they never stopped bringing ICE agents out there. If anything, they're going to bring more. They're bringing more ICE. They're not scaling back anything. They're not going to give up any power. They're not going to give up any positioning. You saw how yesterday they were saying, oh, there's this deal to keep the government open, but we're going to carve out DHS and only fund them for 2 weeks and come back at it and see if we want to fund them. And what happened? Lindsey Graham got a call from his God King. And now Lindsey Graham is saying, by no stretch of the imagination can we agree with this and go along with that. We need full funding of DHS. You see all of this going on? They're saying that there's a special election for Sheila Jackson Lee's wasn't that the district that Eugene Turner not yeah the Congressman Turner held in before he died. Not said Eugene Turner, Sylvester Turner. Wasn't that Sylvester Turner's? I know he took over Sheila Jackson Lee's he took over Sheila Jackson Lee's seat down in the Houston area. For former mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner, before he died about a year ago. So I know last time I remember there was supposed to be a runoff between Christian Menifee and Amanda. What's this lady name? I know it's Amanda. I was reading something on it a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. I think it's Amanda Edwards. Yeah. I think it's Amanda Edwards. But they're having a special Samira wanted to remind us that they're having a special election tomorrow in that area to elect a congressman to take Sylvester Turner's seat. Now we know that the runoff is between two Democrats, so we know it's going to be a Democrat. But we have Christian Menifee and Amanda Edwards, who are both running. We did candidate profiles on both of them on this platform. If you all remember, we did candidate profiles for both of those individuals on this platform. I told y'all we be over here doing the Lord's work over here. Don't let it be said that we that we don't do what we need to do over here. Now, Christian Menifee, I believe he's a member of Omega Psi Phi, if I remember correctly. When we did our candidate profile, I think we reported he was a member, he was a Q or whatnot. But he's an attorney. Christian Menifee, he's an attorney. I think if I'm not mistaken, he had in the general election, in the first election that they had for this position, I think he edged her out, but did not have enough to win it outright. He edged out Amanda Edwards. But he used to be he was the Harris County attorney. He was the attorney for Harris County for some time as well. Christian Menifee was. But yeah, when I remember, let me remember now. If I remember correctly, I think he edged her out in terms of the numbers, but it wasn't enough for him to win. Um, Now, in terms of Amanda Edwards, she is and this is from my people in Houston, third largest city in the country. Um, she's also an attorney. She's also an attorney. And she was a member of the Houston City Council. She was a city council member in Houston. So, um, there's that. So, go vote. Go vote. Go vote. Vote, vote, vote. I will abort. So, anything else, y'all? I know it's getting late. I got to try to get out of here. They say Menifee's probably going to end up winning this seat. Christian Menifee, he's probably, that's polling and people insiders are saying it's pretty much Christian Menifee's is his race to lose. So we'll see, but you vote who best aligns with your um yeah. Yeah, we talked about that, Sharice. We talked about that. They were saying that he's violated the FACE Act, and the depriving of rights comes along with the FACE Act. That's naturally attached to the FACE Act, because the FACE Act deals with you not allowing people in houses of worship um to exercise their First Amendment rights. No worries, no worries, no worries, no worries at all. So please, again, we put that link to that lets you know when your primaries are within the country. You can go look at that. And then we also put our source of truth ballotpedia. Listen, y'all, we got to stay vigilant out here. We have to do what we do. We got to stay vigilant. Excuse me. We have to understand and know that we got each other. If nobody else got us, we got each other, okay? We got each other, and we'll continue to hold each other up, and we'll continue to uh, uh, be the best versions of ourselves, and not let these people scare us, not let these people fear monger us. No worries, lovely True Red. That's why we're here. Hey, Miss E. But like I said, I fully expect Don Lemon to be out of jail. He'll get bond, and as well as Georgia Fort, as well as the other two gentlemen. I fully expect them to get bonds and not whatnot. In terms of whether or not the charges will be thrown out, that remains to be seen. We'll see. Um, we absolutely have Quake. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. We are some of the most resilient people on the face of the planet. I remind you all the time, in the face of adversity, our people, Black people, have been the best versions of ourselves. In the face of adversity, in the face of subjugation, in the face of some of the most brutal atrocities on earth and in the annals of humankind, Black people have oftentimes been some of the best versions of ourselves at those times. And we'll continue to do that. Y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming around here for a few moments. I had a few moments. I didn't want to neglect y'all. I didn't want y'all to think that I wasn't thinking about y'all. I wanted y'all to know, yes, I wanted to drop the link, allow you all to be able to say what you need to say. And hey, Jay Parrish, and give it sound. But I gotta get out of here. I gotta travel, so I gotta get some last minute stuff prepared and get out of here in the next 30 minutes or so. Oh, anytime, Quake. Anytime, anytime. If stuff happens while I'm out of town, I'll try to. I'll do my best to go live when I can. Um, yeah, you late, Jay Parrish. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, you late. Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. I got to get out of here, y'all. I got to go. But thank y'all so much for indulging me coming around here and talking about it. All right, Jay Parrish. All right, lovely 31 Blueprint. Thank you, Faye. I'm glad to see you in the chat, Faye. Faye oftentimes doesn't get to catch our regular lives, but she always catches the replay and always is comment in the comment section on the replays. So thank you, Faye, for being here. Glad to see you were here. Thank you so much, Emily B. You know I am Harold. I'm going to a place where it's gonna be a lot of men's, a lot of boys. A lot of boys. A men's. So ciao. Anyway, let me get out of here. That's all I got for y'all. Thank you, Miss E. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time.